starting quantity surveying? Here are 10 things that you need to know before that. Hey guys, welcome to Beyond the Measure. I'm a quantity surveying graduate, passionate to share what I've learned so you can navigate your topics easily. When I started out, I had no idea what quantity surveying was. Most of my batchmates didn't. We knew it was related to costing in construction industry. While we struggled for it, I don't want you guys to go through the same things. I'm here for you guys to get out the information. If you're clicking on this video, then you're doing something right. Let's get on to the point. Number 1. Quantity surveying is more than just costing construction projects. As quantity surveyors, you are expected to do more than just budgeting and finalizing the cost of a project. Who's going to be doing the documentations? Who's going to be conversing with the clients on advising them on how to do the costing for their projects? So this is all a quantity surveyor's job. From consulting to preparing the documents to ensuring that the cost is under control from start to finish of the project, it's a quantity surveyor's job. All over the world, a quantity surveyor can be called cost engineers, cost consultants, or budget engineers. Point number 2, you're going to be learning more than just financing. So much so, you're only going to be learning financial management as one of the modules in your whole 4 years. The other modules that you'll be learning are maybe law, measurements, project managements, commercial managements, HR managements, a lot more managements, organizational behavior, design related modules. All this will help you to become a strong consultant in the construction industry to provide your consultation. Number 3, you'll need to know how to read your drawings. There are many types of drawings in the construction industry, like sectional, plan views, shop drawings, technical drawings, structural drawings. So you need to be able to read all these things as a quantity surveyor, because one of the main basic tasks that we do as quantity surveyors are taking off measurements. So to take off measurements, you should be able to read the provided drawings. So make sure throughout your learning process that you remember to read drawings and make sure to increase your analytical skills. Number 4, site visits are bittersweet. QS is more than just a desk job. We will need to be able to go to the site, to be able to supervise, monitor, read what's going on, to compare with the drawings and the actual construction, and make sure that the progress is on check or on mark with the plan. And honestly, site visits are great hands-on learning. Doesn't matter what other people say, make sure you understand exactly what goes on at a site from top to finish to have a better understanding of the construction and your field. Next point, number 5, one of my favorites, Excel sheets are everything. If you've never handled an Excel sheet or you don't like to, you better start changing that, because you're going to be using Excel for almost everything. I promise you, you'll end up loving it so much that you're going to be using Excel for almost everything, all your planning and everyday lifestyle. I'll say it one more time, make sure you're on the good side of Excel, and that'll make everything ever so simple. Point number 6, networking. Any type of career needs networking skills, and QS is no different. Bring your A game when it comes to networking and connecting with QSs all around the world, or even just your country, when you start your career. If you want to make it more easier, make sure you're connected with other fields in the industry as well, because construction is all about teamwork, and it's better if you have an idea on who's there for other fields as well. So you have the connection, you have the network, so when you're doing the project itself, it's easier for you. It's not difficult to be networking. Just make sure that you have a LinkedIn account and you're active in it. Involve yourself in workshops and professional development events, and ask questions or make discussions, because that's where you'll learn so much more from. Point number 7, learn to manage your time. One of the things that you really need to understand when you're going into a quantity surveying job is to be able to manage your time. It's because we are going to be taking control, or we're going to be part of what decides the financial aspects of the project. So make sure you start from early on. Make sure you start from the first year of your studies as a quantity surveyor, because avoiding what's going to happen if you do miss out on your time, I mean, you can experience it because you do make mistakes, and just make sure you don't fall into the trap of always procrastinating or always losing your time in a project or a presentation or an assessment, or when you come to the practical field on a project itself, because we handle one of the most high value risk part of a job, which is cost. And in a construction project, there are timelines and time limits for payment structure. So to review the payment bills and to later on get the payment done. So these all happen in time frames. And you need to make sure that you're in time management because you don't want to be the reason for the delays in a project. Let's go on to point number 8, other software. This is the fun point. Don't be intimidated by software. You will end up learning one of the software or two of them maybe in your degree program if that's what you're following. But other than that, I think it's a great way if you self-learn yourself because we have so much resources online, especially since all the industries in the world, they are evolving to be more digitalized and more involved in technologies. So I think it's a great way that you know some of the software that's used in construction, especially in the quantity surveying field, like Costex, Cubic Cost, Revit is also used, and another one, PlanSwift. But other than that, make sure you also have an understanding of how to use AutoCAD and some of the design software as well, because I think that will be really impactful for your field and how you perform in the industry. Point number 9 in what you need to know before you start quantity surveying is a positive one, which is that you make good money. So yes, it is true that you can earn quite a lot when you are a quantity surveyor. It's mostly because you are a part of one of the highest risks in construction, and that's cost or expense, or the financial sector. Make sure that you understand that it also depends on which sector that you're specialized in. For example, you are going to be an MEP quantity surveyor, or you're part of the water development sector, or you're part of the oil development sector. So these things all vary on how much of a good pay you get. An average quantity surveyor with about 1 to 3 years of experience in Australia gets about $65,000 to $105,000. In Sri Lanka, you earn about 60,000 to 170,000 rupees. And in Dubai, for 1 to 3 years of experience, you get about 4,000 to 7,000 AED. And finally, last but not least, point number 10, it's great, but it's hard to explain. I know this is kind of a weird point, but it's really important to make sure you understand why the quantity surveying field is great, but it's kind of hard to explain. So yes, quantity surveyor will have a great time working on a project if they are confident in what they do and if they're happy in their field, as any other fields would be. Being confident in your quantity surveying field is important because that's how you can motivate yourself to get your task done, and once you do, you have success in your hands and you get paid well for it. There is no negative about quantity surveying field except for you will need to spend a bit more time on it to make sure that you are accurate in what you do, and make sure you develop your skills and you continue to develop your skills in the field, and you do get good pay for it, which is another good point. And make sure that you continue to put your effort. I think it's really important, in my opinion, to choose what you enjoy and make sure that's what's your everyday motive to go out there into the field, into the construction projects, and give all your best. Alright then, that brings us to the end of the video. If you think that was helpful, don't forget to share with your friends and make sure to leave a comment below on what part you liked and what you would want me to do in the future videos. And don't forget to hit subscribe and give a thumbs up. I post videos every twice a month, and I'll see you in the next one.